Good morning. Great to be back and healthy this morning, Brandon. I'm actually on the way to the Memphis airport and flying up to Columbus, Ohio for live Monday Night Raw. And in my situation, it's good to say the words live.
My gosh, man. You know, you look back on the incident, what was it, about 8 or 9 weeks ago?
Yep.
And just a crazy thing where the world was praying for the king. And I think in talking with you the other day, it was just one of those deals, man, where I don't know if you knew how many people loved you until that moment.
Well, actually, about 3 days later is when I really knew it. Because at that moment, it's crazy, Brandon. As I told you before, I didn't know anything. I mean, I had no previous warning. I had no bad feelings, no chest pains, no tingling in my arm or anything. It just so suddenly I just passed out, and the next thing I know, it's like I said, it's 3 days later. I wake up in a hospital in Montreal, Canada, with a ventilator down my throat, and they're telling me I had a heart attack. And so but today, thank the good Lord, and thank everyone for all of those wonderful prayers and concern. If I didn't know it, you could not convince me that I actually had a heart attack. I mean, I feel great. I feel actually better than I did before.
That's amazing. Now, what was the experience like when you finally came to? Because I know with the ventilator in that there was going to be a little bit of concern that, there might have been some loss of abilities to do certain things. I guess none of that happened, right? Everything's
normal.
They
were worried about, I guess, technically, they said that I was, my heart stopped beating for 20 minutes. And just fortunately, our company doctor, Mike Sampson, was right there ringside, and he did CPR on me for 20 minutes. He did manage to crack a couple ribs, but that was really the only pain that I had after the heart attack. But, if it had not been for him doing that CPR, I probably wouldn't be here. That went on for 20 minutes, and then finally they shocked me eight times before they got my heart back beating, and then. But from that point on, they rushed me to the hospital there in Montreal, and as you said, when I woke up, I had literally no memory of anything that had happened. I thought that my girlfriend and I were still in Aruba. Wow. We'd been in Aruba the week before this happened, and I was having to write a note to her. I couldn't talk at the time. I said, "Are we in Aruba?" So I just had no memory at all.
What was the outpouring like whenever you finally were starting to come back around and you realized how many people have been praying and touting and tweeting and emailing and texting? I mean, that had to be just an unreal number of people.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, like you said, I had no idea, and that's something that I had really taken for granted. How many friends and fans that were out there thinking about me, praying for me. It was just amazing. I still, to this day, have not been able to answer all of the text messages that came in on my phone, while I during those first 3 days when I was basically kind of out of it there, and I've been going back and trying to, thank everybody that reached out to me. But it was just unbelievable.
Have you changed anything about the way you live your life now? Are you more thankful? Do you eat different or anything like that?
Well, of course, I think you kind of, that's like a wake-up call that makes you think about, how fragile and how short life really is. So right. I think a lot about, trying to, I know it sounds corny and cliche, but, live life to its fullest. You want to enjoy your life, enjoy what time you have here. And as far as changing what I do, the great thing about it was there was just only blockage in one, believe it or not, a small artery, and all of the rest of my arteries were clear, and so it wasn't something. It was probably just genetic. The doctor said it wasn't anything about my diet or anything. So he really didn't say that I had to change that much. But I have made one terrible concession. I've pretty much cut out fried chicken.
No!
Oh, I know. I mean, I lived on that. I ate fried chicken at least 3 to 4 times a week, every single week, and so that's kind of off the plate now.
What's on the agenda for tonight? I know they've been hyping the big return, and you're in Ohio, a place I know you love to go, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest reactions that you've ever received in your career. What are you thinking about what's going to happen this evening, and how's that going to be?
Well, as a kid growing up, I actually lived right up near Cleveland, which is the only other city in Ohio that would have been better for me to return to would have been Cleveland. But instead, they're doing SmackDown in Cleveland tomorrow night. But tonight is Columbus, and it's a great city, Ohio State. It's an Ohio State Buckeye city and a college town, and great WWE fans there. So I'm looking for the reception to be great. I don't have any idea what the WWE has planned for me, other than the fact that I'm back. I don't know if I'll start off the first hour. I know that good old JR is still going to be there tonight. And so I won't know until I get there. So it's as exciting for me as it is everybody else. I don't have no clue what's going to happen.
All right, man. Well, we hope you have a great night. And, of course, the world's going to be watching you later on tonight, the return to Monday Night Raw. Thanks for taking time to talk to us, man.
Brandon, thank you so much.